Welcome to the Inspiring Women of Iowa podcast, a special series amplifying the stories of the Inspiring Women of Iowa finalist. Inspiring Women of Iowa is an annual event hosted by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa with the goal of celebrating women of courage, confidence, and character who are making the world a better place. Why does that sound familiar? Well, because it also happens to be the mission of the Girl Scouts, where they believe society is better because strong women show girls that anything is possible. This event was created by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa in 2017 to celebrate women in our community and share their stories while raising support for the Girl Scout programs that build the next generation of inspiring women. 16 individuals are celebrated annually with the Courage, Confidence, Character, and Inspiring Advocate for Women Awards. I'm your host, Sarah Noel Wilson. I am a business owner, a champion of women, and I'm also a proud Girl Scout alum, so massive love to Troop 238. And I am honored to have the chance to speak with these amazing, inspiring women and to share their stories with you. Joining me today is Jakari Owens, who is the owner and therapist at Courageous Minds Counseling, LLC, and she is being nominated for the Confidence Award. Thanks for joining me today, Jakari.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I'm super excited.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get into the work you do and the impact you're trying to make, what else should we know about you as a human?
Oh, I so love that question. I think what I want people to know about me is that I am a natural leader and mentor. And I just love leaning into my leadership role. I was able to strengthen that as a collegiate athlete, and I just have found myself, I try to steer away from it for a long time, but I've always found myself in these spaces.
You're just like a magnet.
Yeah, I've always been in these spaces where people were drawn to me as a mentor. And so I finally leaned into that, and I love pouring into other people because ultimately I want everyone to win. I want everyone to feel confident and authentic in their spaces. And so I just want people to know that. And I love that I actually was able to create a space here at Courageous Minds where I feel comfortable showing up authentic and showing up like me as a mom, as a therapist, and just me being me. And so that is what I want people to know about me.
I love that. And I assume as a fellow business owner myself who's on the same mission of how do we create work that works better for humans, that and I'm assuming your colleagues and your team members that you support hopefully feel the same way of like, we're human. We wear lots of different hats and we played lots of different roles. Okay, I am struck by how clear you came out with, I'm a natural born leader. I love that. And I was like, well, no wonder she's getting the Confidence Award. As somebody who's in the leadership, right? Because we know as women, right? And particularly as a Black woman, being too confident isn't always part of the narrative people want us to be saying. Okay, so as somebody who owns a leadership coaching and consulting practice, I want to know from you, when you think of being a leader or leadership, how do you define it?
Oh, Sarah, that's a good question. I'm going to go back to that authentic. It's how you show up in a space and how do you show that confidence and how does it seep out? I think naturally when I talk with confidence, and I think I talk for people to listen. And so if you can draw that attraction, if you can draw that, then you can be a natural leader. It's just about how you show up and how you use it.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to your, you want to see everyone succeed in pouring into.
Yes.
So, there are lots of people who want to talk in ways that they want people to listen to them, but they're not like worthy of that time or that space or that energy. But when you're showing up with such deep care for those around you, it makes it way easier for people. Okay, so you've mentioned a little bit about the organization that you started. Talk to us about the work that you do and what has driven that path for you.
Yeah, I love this question. So I wear many hats, if you don't know. At my core, though, I am a mental health therapist. I am a supervisor of our internship program that we have created here at Courageous Minds Counseling. I also supervise several other therapists in their growth in the field. I am also a mentor, and I actually am a training coach for the therapy of EMDR. And so I
Mm.
teach other therapists how to do EMDR and how to show up confidently when they're doing it.
Yeah. So when did you start your organization? And
So
how
I
how
started,
long how long have you been in this field, and when did you start your company? Because you have quite a team. I was looking at your website. I
yeah,
just get excited when I meet fellow business
yeah,
owners, women.
I'm so excited about my team. So I actually started being a therapist in 2015, and I started
Yeah.
my practice
Okay.
in 2018. And
Okay.
I I almost fell into it. I think this is kind of gonna go a little bit to rock with me a little bit, but
Yeah. I'll follow you.
I was in a space where I was struggling to show up, um, and how I need to show up in a space, and ideally what the textbook was saying on how I need to show up in a space, and it just didn't feel good to me, and I didn't feel like I had the right guidance
Mm.
to not only build my skills, but to allow me to show up in a way that felt comfortable for me, to be able to build rapport with people and to be able to help them through their stuff. And
Mm.
so the the group practice and the internship program actually came from that. I just wanted for people to
Mm.
feel confident. I just wanted people to feel competent in their space. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I use this as a way to not only provide safety for how they show up, but to also ask questions and get guidance and be challenged a little bit by me, right? But I'm leaning in with
Mm-hmm.
love
Mm-hmm.
in my challenge. So being challenged to move through some of their inherently negative beliefs about themselves and how they show up as a therapist. And so this whole thing came from me just wanting
Mm.
people to show up authentically and show up how they felt good about showing up in that space. And I think my goal and
Yeah.
my hope for that is that it will create a ripple effect. So I help to mold and mentor one therapist, and then they're able to go out into the world and help hundreds of clients heal on their healing
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. Well, and isn't that ultimately what can set therapy? I mean, when I think of my experience, what the places that I have been most successful in my therapeutic efforts is where it's a space where not only can I be my authentic self, but I can
Mm-hmm.
see that my therapist is their authentic self as well. Obviously, there's there's the boundaries and there's that kind of various, parameters that people put in place, but it isn't treated so. I'm thinking transactionally, but that's not even an accurate word. More like you know, I'm thinking just like a
Well, I think
sanitized
for
way,
me,
right?
yeah, but I think for me, it felt very robotic. It felt very like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
rigid.
yeah,
It
yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
feel like what I love. I mean, my love is relational trauma, so it didn't feel relational. It
Mm,
just felt very rigid, and I struggled with that.
mm. I I love all of that. I love all of that, and I love that you were like, I'm just going to build my own house so that we can do the
Exactly
work
what I
how
did.
we're
I
supposed to do. And this is, I mean, I just like I'm here for all of that. Okay, so obviously you've been nominated and were identified as a finalist. And one of the questions that I've enjoyed asking people is knowing that you've inspired so many who took the time to nominate you. Who is somebody who inspires you?
oh, so I want to say that my biggest inspiration is my mom. Um,
Mm.
she showed resilience. And she showed me what it looks like for me to push through even when there's adversity, even when things
Mm.
don't feel good.
Mm.
She showed me really like at the end of the day, you only have you. And so showing up you is going to be what feels good to you. But then she still did it in a way where she led with love. And I think that's where I got that from, where I can push and challenge you in a loving way and you still be successful and you still have growth. But watching her navigate those challenges and still showing up for our family just made me realize that generational strength that she has that she's
Mm.
passed down to me. So
Mm.
that place of love is where I feel like I show up in my community and for my therapist. So even when I have to challenge them, they continue to grow. They still feel safe enough in
Yeah,
that to be able to do that.
yeah,
And I feel like I do that not only for my interns, but actually for my clients too.
yeah. I mean, I can already tell. I was like, sign me up. Are you taking new clients? I was like, according to your website, you're not. Just saying I looked, but I know you have some other therapists who are. But maybe we can make an exception. All right, neither here nor there. No, okay. So I know you all are in demand. It's just so necessary what you're doing.
It's always booked.
I'm no doubt. There will be people who will be exposed to your story through the event in May, through the postings that the Girl Scouts of Iowa does, through this interview. What would be one message? And I'm not saying the one, but just in this moment, this day that we are recording this conversation, what would be something that you would love to leave people with, thinking differently, feeling differently, doing differently?
Oh, I think I'm going to go with my theme here.
I love it.
I want to say it doesn't matter who you are, if you're a therapist, a leader, or just someone who is trying to show up for themselves. There is a power in showing up authentic. There is a power in feeling good and feeling comfortable in the space that you're in. And here's the thing, you don't have to do it alone. Find your people.
Unfortunately, due to some internet connection issues, our recording with Jakari got cut a little bit short, but nevertheless, she left us with a wonderful closing message on the importance of authenticity. We are so thankful to Jakari for sharing her time and her talents with us today. And despite the abrupt finish, we do want to make sure that we share some important information for those of you who are interested in connecting with Jakari and learning more about the great work she is doing. So, to learn more about her organization, you can visit CourageousMindsCounseling.com. Again, that is CourageousMindsCounseling.com to learn more or to connect with Jakari and her colleagues. The 2025 Inspiring Women of Iowa event will be held on May 9th at the Meadows Events and Conference Center. To purchase tickets and get more information about supporting this event, please visit inspiringwomenofiiowa.com. And all proceeds from this fundraising event stay 100% local to benefit Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa and their mission to build up girls of courage, confidence, and character who will make this world a better place. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.